Hey, what's going on everybody? It's Will from Hermens Outdoors, and in today's video, I'm gonna show you guys how to make a homemade fishing rod holder for bank fishing, whether it's trout, for salmon, or steelhead, or whatever fish that you're going after, using recycled materials from stuff that you can find around your house, at your local Habitat for Humanity, or just your local thrift shop that has building materials that you can pick up really cheap and make a really nice homemade recycled material bank fishing rod holder. Let's get started. All right, so to start off with materials, I went to my local rebuilding center in Northwest Portland that has a ton of rebuilding stuff. And at the rebuilding center, they basically go out and tear down old houses, and the stuff that they can salvage, like the lumber, PVC pipes, nuts, screws, bolts, like anything that they can salvage, they bring to the rebuilding center, and then you can go there and shop around and find just all this salvage, really cool stuff. So when I was there last, I was able to get this really cool 2 3/4 inch PVC pipe that was about 3 feet long that I cut in half. And the reason I cut it in half is I can make 2 rod holders out of one. So this is about 1.5 foot, maybe a little bit longer, worth of 2 3/4 inch PVC pipe. And so that was the first material that I picked up. Now the second material I got was this L-shaped metal bracket that I got. And so what I'm able to do with this is the part, or basically the stake that you're gonna drive into the bank, the ground, or wherever you're gonna put your fishing rod holder. And so I got something that was really nice and sturdy. It's pretty thick. I don't know if you can see it on the video, but it's a pretty decent thickness. And you want something that's a little bit thicker, especially if you're gonna be fishing from like the bank in a sandy area or muddy area. You wanna be able to drive the stake down as far as you can into that mud. So nice and sturdy L-shaped metal bracket. And then lastly, I picked up some 3.5 inch, 1/4 inch bolts with the hex nut. And these are stainless steel. And I love stainless steel because they won't rust and they'll last a really long time. And the reason why I went with 3.5 1/4 inch is because the 1/4 inch is a really good thickness for driving the bolt through the metal as well as the PVC. And then with the distance from the outside, as you will demonstrate here in a second, of the bolt going through the L-shaped bracket and then through the PVC to get the hex bolt all the way through the other end, I wanted something that was a little bit longer than the diameter of the L-shape plus the diameter of the PVC pipe. So I went with 3.5. I measured it before when we were there, as I was looking around for the hex bolts and nuts, the hex nuts and the bolts here. And so I was able to make sure that my distance or my diameter was perfect for all the materials I was picking up. So I got this PVC that was about twice this length, and I cut it in half and then took some sandpaper and just sanded off the rough edges on the corner here where I had made my cut. And then the second thing I want to do is, from that cut part, is I drilled a hole about 3.5 inches from the edge. And to start that, I got a drill bit that was smaller than 1/4 inch, and I drilled through one end and then out the other as a starting point. Because if you try to take the drill bit with the 1/4 inch drill bit the first time, you may screw up the hole and it's not going to look as pretty, and it's not going to be as easy for that bolt to go through. So I used a smaller drill bit to go through both the top and the bottom, and then I grabbed the 1/4 inch drill bit and then went all the way through, went in a circle just a little bit on both of the top and the bottom to just make sure it had enough space to get through to start to drill the hole before you can put the bolt in. So then for my L-shaped bracket, same thing. This one was a little bit longer, and I cut this down. And realistically, as you guys can see here, I have it a little bit extended farther out than the PVC, and that's okay. You can have it right up to about the PVC. You can have it a little bit longer, but again, depending on where your preference for how you want to build your homemade rod holder. I liked mine. It was about 2.5 inches past the PVC. All right, so after I drilled the hole on the PVC pipe, the next thing to do was drill the hole on the L-shaped bracket. So I took the drill bit, same thing, but with a smaller drill bit right through the top here, and then drilled a smaller hole to start, and then drilled the bigger hole and made sure I got that out, sanded it down a little bit so there wasn't any rough edges around that hole, and just got that ready to go. And next, you're ready for the assembly part. All right, so for the assembly part, all you gotta do is just line up the holes. And so what I've got here is I've got my L-shaped and my PVC, and I've lined up the holes here to take my bolt and go all the way through. So now that I've got here, so I've got my bolt, and I'm gonna try to find the other side here. Give me a second. All right, so now I've got, so what I've done here, and when I cut this, is I made sure that there was a flat end on one side, and then you could have a little bit extra distance on your L shape on your other side. So now I've got my hex bolt going through. Perfect, so you got that, it's nice and tight. So one of the reasons why I started out this way is if you want to store this and put this away, you don't have to have it out the long lengthwise. And so what I've done here is you can tighten the bolt, and then this stays, the L shape stays tight along the PVC. But then when I'm going out to fish, what I can do is loosen the hex nut here. And then what I can do is the bolt will move out a little bit, and then all I have to do is rotate the L shape around and then tighten it back up. And so basically what I've done there is I've lengthened, and I've got a nice, I've got the L shaped here to go right into the ground. So what I've got here is I've got a nice distance between the bottom here and the bottom of the L shaped to drive this into the ground, to keep your rod holder in the ground, which is great. So you extend that distance, and one of the things you can do before you do that is you can actually shift out the PVC. So if you're out on the beach or whatever, you can shift this sideways, and what you can do is with a rubber hammer is to hammer this L-shaped metal down into the ground to get this nice and sturdy. And then you can tighten it up by bringing everything back to square, and then you just tighten your hex nut right here, and then you've got your fishing rod holder, which is great. So you just drive this into the ground, put your rod in the top here, and you've got a nice rod holder. And then for storage, the great part about this, as I showed you earlier, is you just loosen the hex nut, and then you can shorten this distance. So bring this out, and then you can just flip this around, and then it's nice and snug on here, and then just tighten your bolt, and then you shorten it, and it's easy for stow and go, which is great. And the best part about this, in my opinion, is that I use recycled materials for this entire thing. The PVC and this metal L-shape probably cost me, I think, $2 to buy both of these components. And then I found the bolt and the hex nut, and those I think were like $1/4 a piece. So basically it's $2 to make 2 fishing rod holders, which, you know, if you go to the store, they're $10, say $20 for some of those rod holders. And it's just ridiculous when you can go to your local store, it's got stuff around the house, and you can make these yourself, which is, I think, great. And the cool thing about the black PVC, or if you use white PVC, is you can put stickers on here, you can paint and put people's names on them, like your kids' names, kind of deck them out and make them kind of what you want. You can customize them what you want with different colors and stuff, which I think is really nifty and cool. So if you got multiple people that fish in your family, each person, you can make a fishing rod holder for each one of them. Also makes a great birthday gift or a Christmas gift if you're looking for a DIY to give somebody who, you know, who loves fishing and loves to go bank fishing a lot. This is a great gift to make, and it doesn't cost a lot, and it doesn't take a lot of time to make. Honestly, the drilling of the holes, I think it maybe took 10 minutes to measure everything out, line everything up, to cut everything, to put this together. And that's it. And that's what you got. You got your nice bank fishing rod holder. You can take it out with you, put it in your backpack, carry it out to the beach, and it'll be, you know, it's ready to rock and roll. Hey, thank you guys for watching the video today. Hopefully you guys will find some materials around your house or somewhere out and about at a local store, and you're able to make your own rod holders. You know, simple, easy, through recycled materials. Don't have to go to the store and go buy something brand new off the shelf when you can make it yourself for just a couple bucks. But thank you guys for watching. As always, I'm gonna go take my fishing rod holders with the wife, and we're gonna go out and do some bank fishing with these and go give them a whirl and a test out on the beach here in Oregon. But thank you guys for watching, as always, and until next time, the outdoors is a gift. Share it with others.